I'm a former prosecutor.
Yeah.
And there were some other headlines that came out. And I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
Because it was unnecessary.
Well, as a prosecutor, you know I can't say it.
You can't say much. But can you just give us some sort of description?
Sunny Hostin tried to make Killer Mike look bad on live TV. It backfired so hard, even the camera crew couldn't stop laughing. Instead of getting flustered, Mike turned the tables quicker than Trump changes his story.
Now, telling people not to stop dreaming.
No, you cannot stop dreaming.
Anything is possible.
You have to. You have to. You keep the imagination alive. Everything is possible.
That's right.
When you limit your imagination, nothing becomes as possible as it could be. So you have to keep whatever 9-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old is in your head. Keep that child alive. No matter what you see in the mirror, you're still that child.
Want to see a rapper out-debate a former prosecutor? You're in the right place, folks. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. The view is about to get spicy, so everyone better buckle up.
Third award of the evening, we kind of just mentioned that, but you're never too old. No, it's never too old nor too late. What was on your mind when you said that for people?
Bigger than the sky, because if you keep the imagination alive, everything is possible.
That's right.
When you limit your imagination, nothing becomes as possible as it could be.
Killer Mike, who recently won a Grammy, is likely anticipating talking about his sick beats and amazing rhymes. Sunny Hostin, however, has other plans. She is prepared to devour some juicy controversy, much like a shark that smells blood in the water.
I walked out with the same dignity and respect that I walked in with. And I would implore people to just take that from it. They're panicked, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and I begin to invoke thanks. I thank God for bringing me where I was. I thank God for putting me in a space, believe it or not, by myself. I spent 3 hours kind of by myself. You know, you're waiting. And the police say, oh my God, we've never gotten this many phone calls. People won't have to go to protest. We'll have to move you.
Sunny chooses to play hardball because she is a former prosecutor who is now a TV host. She thinks she has Mike like a rat in a trap, so she brings up his arrest at the Grammys. The audience is holding their breath and tense in their seats. Will Mike lose his temper? Will there be another celebrity meltdown? When you think of those adorable viral videos, you can almost hear the producers drooling. A plot twist though, Mike doesn't perspire. He is much more cool than the air conditioner in the studio. It's similar to watching Neo dodge bullets in The Matrix, but Sunny's gotcha questions are used in place of the bullets. Mike deflects with ease, stating that he is unable to discuss ongoing legal matters. Well done, Mike. I bet Sunny didn't anticipate that. Dang, I should have stuck to asking about his favorite color or something, is probably what she's thinking.
Because people are they're talking too much.
I think the backstage was overcrowded. I think the winners were exuberant. And I think security got a little overzealous. And that's all. It's all, you know, it's water under the bridge for me.
What I'm going to ask you is, there was an incident at the Grammys. It led to you being taken out in handcuffs and arrested. That was wrong.
I like to say all of my heroes have been in handcuffs. Malcolm, Martin, Mandela, Medgar. So, you know,
Mike is still teaching Sunny though. Comparing himself to civil rights heroes, he imparts some very important wisdom. Mandela, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm were all handcuffed. Mike is aware that he is in good company. He seems to be saying, yes, I was arrested. What the heck? These legends are on par with me. Sunny, what have you been up to lately? Mike uses this as an opportunity to teach dignity rather than becoming defensive and huffy. He entered and exited the building with dignity. Boom, mic drop. Dang, the audience is likely thinking, this guy should be teaching a masterclass in handling tough situations.
Political activist on top of your music, and you were a campaign surrogate for Bernie Sanders. You campaigned for your home state Democratic Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff.
Yep.
Yeah. And
was my hope. Well, first of all, I think everyone should focus on hyper-local. We get caught up in the soap opera of federal elections, and that's fine.
And, you got some attention recently for being somewhat critical of President Biden, saying you weren't ready to endorse him yet. What's your holdup there?
Sunny, though, isn't quite ready to give up. She is more skilled than a magician at a child's birthday celebration. competition. You can practically see the wheels turning in her mind as she tries to think of a way to sabotage this slick rapper. She has no idea that she's going to get a harder education than a freshman on their first day of college. Okay, everyone, Sunny is bringing in backup for round 2. She is currently attempting to identify Killer Mike's political beliefs by tag teaming with Alyssa Farah. In the hopes that Mike will disparage Biden on national television, they are searching for a juicy soundbite. But Mike, our boy, they're stuck on checkers and he's playing 4D chess.
But if you are concerned with the federal election, you don't know who your city council or your wardsman is, you don't know who your mayor is, and you don't have a good list of state representatives or governor. So my most important election is going to be in about a year and a half for who's my mayor going to be. I think that Andre Dickens is doing a great job around housing in Atlanta, even though we have a Republican governor, Brian Kemp. I have a good relationship with him. I like what he's done in terms of Georgia business. We've been leading business amongst all states for the last 10 years, and he brought back the Hope Scholarship.
Mike changes the subject faster than a block party DJ just when they believe they have him pinned down with inquiries about Bernie and Democratic senators. Rather than falling for the ruse, he begins to spew political jargon about the area. The hosts appear more perplexed than a cat in a dog show, I must say. Mike calmly states, if you are worried about the federal election, you don't know who your city council or your mayor is. My most important election is going to be in about a year and a half for who my mayor is going to be. Boom, he's transformed their gotcha moment into a civics lesson in an instant. Mike is still teaching these TV hosts though. He begins by preaching about Georgia's Hope Scholarship, which provides free college or trade school education to underprivileged children. If you're a kid in Georgia, you're poor, you gotta be average. You can go to college for free or trade school. He claims playing political ping pong on daytime television is not one of the man's priorities. Furthermore, Mike is not only talking the talk, he is also acting accordingly. He is out there helping groups like Next Level Boys Academy and Georgia Youth Build. Why? Because he wants his daughter to be able to get married in the future. Who would have guessed that a rapper would care more about the future of his community than making political statements? The worst part is that Mike is not some idealistic naivete. He is a very practical person. I'm not going to not have dinner with the king on the behalf of my people, he declares. Translated for the politically challenged, if it means assisting his community, he will collaborate with anyone, regardless of party. Politicians, take note. People, it appears that Killer Mike just taught us all how to deal with a hot seat scenario. Who would have thought that a Grammy-winning rapper could teach us so much about politics? The worst part, though, is that while we're all riveted to the drama on our screens, the real action is taking place in our own communities. Do you recall that study on local involvement? It turns out that schools receive more funding and services improve when more people cast ballots in local elections. With ballots in place of wands, it's similar to magic. You might be the hero your community needs, so keep that in mind the next time you're considering missing that dull city council meeting. Perhaps it's time for everyone to embrace their inner Killer Mike and become more active in the community. Who knows? It's possible that you will make your town a little more hip. Better yet, if you can spit out some sick rhymes in the process.